find you more attractive. I'm the best. Alright, where the fuck are we going? Where is the great fishing spreadsheet? Out here with coral horses. I haven't decided whether I want to actually go for max collectability on these. Are they even? Okay. It doesn't even say whether they're rod fished or not. But they sure are, and they are in the ruby price. Fantastic. I know where that is. I don't. Hey, Hikari. It is indeed a fishmonger stream. One who mongs fishes, as they say. I think the Onokoro teleport is correct for Ruby Price. I actually have no fucking idea. I wonder if I've actually done fishing log for this area. Wow. Okay, so my frames are low here, but I think I know why. Oh, wrong mount. Yep, that's why my frames are low. Because there's 1,000 characters over here. Ah, well. So... the Ruby Prize. Oh man, I was super wrong. I should have definitely used the fucking other waypoint. Wait, was I super wrong? Oh yeah, I was about as wrong as it's possible to be in this situation, in fact. If you look to your left, you'll see geometry that's not finished. Welcome to the fishing stream, everyone. Yeah, I'm getting weird frame pacing all of a sudden. I wonder if I disable my OBS preview. Yep, immediately better. Disabled my OBS preview and went from 60 frames to like 140. There's no way compositing the scene is that fucking hard, right? That's crazy. Will says, the saga of the lightning strike continues. Oh no. Never ends, huh? Oh yeah, I literally got it as wrong as I could possibly have gotten it. I probably just should have stayed in Kugane and done it from the other side. But I don't know how the world connects because I'm navigationally impaired. Anyway. What the fuck kind of bait do I need for coral horses anyway? Coral horse need... Do they need live shrimp? Jesus. What a pain. I literally don't have any either. Nice. Not sure if no chat block is intentional. It sure isn't. Thank you very much. Is music a little loud? It might be a little loud. I'll nudge that a little bit. Smooth jazz loud today. Alright, fuck. Live shrimp are... I forget, are they script bait or are they just really obnoxious vendor bait? X live shrimp. Haven't done this in too long. Okay, so they're I-62 bait. Yeah, Kugane Dory Markets, 102 gil a piece. Alright, they're the obnoxious fucking bait. I don't think they're script bait. I think you are thinking of something else. I can jump to Ralgers though and check, considering it's free both ways. Why does this rod look like a better white mage weapon than an actual white mage weapon sometimes? Yeah, I don't believe it's red script bait, and XfADB doesn't say anything about it, but let's see, it's 61, so Silkworm, Breamlure, Suspending Minnow for 50, or wouldn't be under 58 for sure, and then I'm checking 70, then Stonefly Larva and Blue Bobbits are the yellow script bait. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just super obnoxious gill bait. Which is like, yeah, that's how it happens sometimes, I guess. Live shrimp are ideal for a lot of the fish in the like 60 to 64 block before you can really start going hard on spearfishing. I found that to be one of the hardest tiers to bust through while I was leveling initially. Yeah, Stonefly Larvas are your fucking super high value yellow script bait that you literally need for stuff like Alamegan ribbons. Alright, so I'm looking for Planarian, Material Supplier. Who am I thinking of? Yeah, Tokohana. Alright, hit me with it. Wait, why are these? God, these windows are mad backwards. Got dice. Here we go, live shrimp. Oof! Sucks. Alright, now that we're already here. Sprint is down, so make the optimization swap. Guy's name is Waifu Body Pillow. You live your life, man. Sorry, asks, how goes the dark leveling? It's alright. I don't think I have any interest in tanking in dungeons long term. It's not my favorite gameplay. I do really like tanking bosses, though. I've been enjoying myself. It's been a time. Vanessa asks, what is up? More of the same, really. We're still out here, actually enjoying a human climate-controlled temperature. Alright. Can I just... Nope. Set up camp exactly here. I believe this is the right area. So then, walk to live shrimp, and we're looking for... Light tug, precision hook set. Oh man. Are coral horses super low? It looks like... Yeah, dude, it looks like they're barely 1% here or something. At least according to the spreadsheet. Which is hopefully super fucking wrong. Alright. Thank you, Apple. I've decided that Yukuri, in its current configuration, is the canon voice of Applebot. Looking for light tugs. I do not want a free run through 05 through 07. Thank you for the offer, though. I think my vibration's off. It keeps doing that. Let me check that while I'm here. Sure was. Alright. They're not exclusive, which is going to be a little bit obnoxious, but... I got a long time. What's that? So that's how the southern accent sounds like? She said southern, she didn't say southern where. It'd be southern Japan. Oh man, coral horses are gonna troll the fuck out of me, huh? Should probably turn my limelight on. I'm biting a little bit early on these light tugs. That's me. There we go. Yeah, this appears to be the only place they are. I'll check Angler really quickly to make sure that I'm not missing an obvious spot. Oh, dang it, I messed up. I don't have the ad block rule for Angler anymore. So I can't see anything on the main site right now. Let's see. The 14 Angler ad block. Gotta add these filters in between pulls here. It's really stupid. Because Angler has some of the worst ads I've ever seen. Like, I wouldn't mind unblocking if the ads were in any way ethical, but they're seriously super fucking bad. Oh wow, I literally don't have glove on and I just pulled one. Nice. Why is this even a fucking thing? I do this every time, so I guess I'm just kind of coming to terms with it. I'm not even in patience either, so XD. Here's the NQ Coral Horse. Nope, okay. Alright, weird patience cycle. I'll probably wait the 56 for Cordial here. Yeah, according to Angler, it looks like it is, Ruby Price is the only place I'm getting these, and it's only with live shrimp, so... Just gonna take the L on that one. And then for custom deliveries, we're targeting 77 collectability. I want to max these before lockout. Or reset, I guess. Lockout refers to a completely different thing. Yeah, I'll keep myself vaguely synced up here. This means that a future cycle is going to go a little faster. Alright, show me the goddamn seahorses. I wonder if that guy is still trying to trash Tiny Tatsunokos here. There's somebody who listed like 1,000 for a 50% undercut or something ridiculous. Just a huge cut because they were super impatient. Alright, says, not sure if you saw my ping in Discord, but apparently Namazu can be done with gatherers? Yeah, I heard. I should probably do that eventually, but I hate the fucking Namazu so much that my motivation to do it is basically zero, regardless of the actual in-game benefit. Storm Sapphire. Hey, 81. What's my threshold again? Not Splendors. Looking for 77. Alright. Easy, max quality every time. I've still got one of my fucking ears like kind of halfway blown out. It's a weird feeling. Wow. Did I light tug on a medium pull by mistake? Nice, nice, nice. I should be letting mediums go anyway, since I lose the bait anyway. It's like if I was dealing with scriptlers or something, I'd pull for everything, but if you're using bait, you lose the bait as soon as a fish processes anyway, so... why fucking bother? Just let the pulls you don't want just go away. Alright, 77, that should be max. I forget how many I can actually turn in. I haven't done custom deliveries in a while. Six deliveries per week. But I think the rank's probably gonna change as soon as I put these in. Especially if they're max quality, so it might not be worth getting 6. I think it's gonna change midway through delivering them, and I'm gonna have to go find something else, but I figure I may as well, at the very least, finish the rest of the patience window. Yeah, that'll be more than enough to push to the next rank, I think. So... alright, back to... oh, damn. TP down on Rogers. So I think the strat to avoid 999 here is to warp to Residence and then Rogers? I think that puts me under 999. I am not capped on Minago, which is why I'm convinced that it's going to swap midway through. Yeah, 655 plus like 200. That's like... it's hardly worth the extra teleport step, but it makes me happy every time I do it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Let's go see Minago. I don't remember where the fuck you are, actually. You're up there, right? Capitan says, I just have like 458 the right ticket since I don't use Centurios or anything else. What are hunts, lol? My return is at Rogers, it's just my return is down. And it wouldn't be down except I had to check whether live shrimp were script bait, because Hikari seemed convinced, and I'm like, you know, fuck it. XIVDB's been wrong before, it's a community database. Satisfaction up, bitch. Oh yeah, I have to do something really quickly here. I have to disable hardware acceleration for, oh wait, no, it's already disabled, huh. I'm gonna disable both settings, actually. I can't see chat. Quickly, talk as much shit as possible. Just kidding, I can see it again. So yeah, now we got a new rank. Okay, for Maiden's Heart. Angler, what do you have to say about it? Let's see. Alright, so we need night crawlers in the Heron's Nest, and I need 3. And something is going on that's, like, destroying my frame pacing. I'm gonna swap back to borderless for a bit here. Okay, somehow that's better, but... Is it stream labels? I don't know. Anyway, I'll leave it like this for now, I guess. So, let's see. Here comes another Youngstown earthquake. Gotta warp to Kugane to dodge the 999. Reminder to use your one-time password teleport in Kugane to avoid enormous costs with continent hopping. The OTG teleport is honestly so useful. Like, if you've got your game on an SSD so it doesn't take 3 minutes to load into fucking Kugane, it's seriously good tech. Should have used the other fucking waypoint, though. I hate this spot. Alright, do I already have Heron's Nest and Fishing Log? I sure fucking don't. Alright, so let's see. Heron's Nest is... towards this area of the zone, meaning, yeah, I definitely, alright, I'll eat the extra 100 and just go to Namai. Janti says, just make money. $9.99 guild teleport fees won't matter at that point. How do you think people get rich? It's about not spending on bullshit. There's just as much controlling the intake as controlling the flow outward, you know? It's little things, little habits. Or you could RMT. Don't do that. So I think this is the spot. Oh shit, am I stupid and don't have the bait? I should have night crawlers in my fucking... I bet I've got night crawlers in my saddlebag. Sure fucking do. Got a stack of 99 in here somewhere. Now how the hell are these things sorted? Okay, it's level descending, which means, yeah, there we go. When is the tackle box, honestly? Alright, so it looks like... yeah, any weather, night crawlers only, light tug, no snagging. Okay. Let's go for it. Is my collect on? Sure is. It's a medium, so I'm gonna let it go. Like, if you're targeting something in a specific patience window, it really is better to just let shit just take your bait, unless you're using scripplers, because those are a pain in the ass to actually replace. NQ? XD? Alright, what's the threshold on these? We're looking at 70s. Yeah, 70s throwback tier. We're looking for 92 plus. I had to start G-posing while fishing. I wonder if G-pose actually captures gatherer actions. Long wait. Could this be it? Light tug. If it's just super long wait, then it's an easy queue. There we go. Alright. I appreciate how they didn't make this experience too minigamey. Like, it's kinda minigamey, but not super minigamey. If this was like gold saucer territory, I'd never have done it. It's like there's some implicit understanding that if you're actually out here fucking fishing, you just want a cozy experience. You don't want anything else. Also, the game unironically looks better at Zero Gamma, at least on my monitor. I don't know how it looks for you guys. I know I saw the change in OBS, so I know it's just not like a monitor correction setting, it is actually changing the look of the game. But... my monitor's also kind of weird. Doesn't have super great color reproduction because it's a panel focused more on response time and refresh rate, so... I don't know. Hey baby, show me 90 plus. Motherfucker, why you like this? God damn, when it gets dark on this game, it gets fucking dark though. I think I like that, but I'm gonna get used to. It's not as bad as my old reshade preset either. 93. I think that's... wasn't like 95 or something, was it? I think it was like 91? 92. Perfect. So what's collectability for this fucking circles? Are we talking like diameter here? Circle-ass fish. I feel like I should throw up a fucking VHS filter or something over my video while I'm doing this shit. Audio filter everything. Fucking educational guide VHS. Did you know? Not doing custom deliveries makes you 10 times more attractive to women. Guaranteed. Come on, give me a small tug, please. Fuck off with the mediums, are you serious? Where are these things? Wait, hold on. Okay, I've got 2 collectible, I just need 1 more. This is it, 92 plus, show me. Hey baby, HQ, and... it's a fucking crayfish, I'm gonna kill you. You're not supposed to do what I just did, but I'll natural regen before it matters anyway, so... I'm lazy on a lot of weekly obligations for no fucking reason. Just because my brain doesn't have like a clear model of the value you get from actually doing shit sometimes. Just like, nah, why would I do literally anything? I'm gonna miss Hook's head on this one for sure. I'm so fucked. Don't worry, it's a medium tug. There we go. Throw it back, baby! Gonna adjust the microphone. So what you wanna fucking do, right, is get super fucking close to your microphone. Don says, now that I cleared Ultimate, I can finally get back to doing weeklies. Grats. Been watching a friends group on Ifrit Prague. It looks pretty fucking rough. Give me the fucking circle, you piece of shit. NQ, are you serious? What the fuck do I even use patience for? What the fuck am I in Augmented Tackle King for? I'm gonna miss my fucking hook set. Alright, we'll pull for it anyway. Here we go, alright? Lost instantly, guaranteed. Light tug. HQ, 92 plus, here it comes. It's a fucking crayfish, I feel it in my bones. Hey! Reverse Psychology, the video game. Easiest game of my fucking life, literally every single time. Hey Minago, I got your circles, I guess. Yeah, that's right, my glam is still the winter swimmer in the sweater and the mom jeans. You can't stop me. Venti iced coffee. Live your fucking dreams. Yeah, I I think my frame pacing might just be weird in Ralgers for reasons I don't understand. I'm gonna swap my display mode back real quick so I can turn on my OBS preview again. At least I hope that's how it works. 1920 by 1080, 144. Correct main display. Is it because I'm doing gamma correction? Huh. Let me see. Okay, this is perfect. Yeah, must have been just a weird display mode thing earlier. Oh yeah, I clicked on lease by accident because I still have PTSD from Stormblood Story. Alright, got my pittance of 1,000 gil, which is enough to cover one teleport. Now, what does the other cat need? Blowy fucking Aliopo needs ghost fairies. And gives me absolutely fucking nothing for them. Alright, so ghost fairies need Stonefly Nymph? Are you serious? They're not even worth the yellow script that I'm spending on them. Oh, there's another one? Huh. I actually didn't know that. Must have been looking at a mad outdated guide for these then. Well, it's a good thing that I only did her fucking deliveries literally once to get myself enough red script for the 60 gear. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, let's see. Where the fuck am I going? Oh, wait. Gotta do the runaround. XD. You might have to do a bunch of other side quests, though, since she's locked behind a few. Oh boy, here we fucking go. This is why I consistently wish this game had an actual guide for, like, up-to-date content you don't currently have. Like, the recommendations window is a start, sure, but, like, with the amount of interlocking systems and fucking weeklies... What's going on with you? Nobody gives a shit. Alright. Scanning NPCs really quickly. What fucking name am I looking for? Renai. Are you actually in here, or this is just the closest place to find where you actually are? Let's see. Renai. Okay. Reddit please, Reddit please, Reddit please. Side quests to complete before 4.3. XxD, dude! Alright, starts with the seaweed is always greener in Gugane when 4.3 drops. There are 2 prereq side quests you can do in other locations. None Forgotten, None Forsaken is found at Ralgers Reach. Did that. The other required quest was the 2 princesses. Alright. Starts with the Palace of Lost Souls at the Ruby Sea. Fuck, dude. Yeah, I have... Jesus. So, do I have the prereqs for... The Princes of Suinosara? I actually have no fucking clue whether I did these. I know I did Shisui of the Violet Tides, but... I don't know whether I picked up the rest of the chain. I don't know when Shisui is on this. It's, Ruby Sea... I guess this is kind of an easy answer. 22... 21. Meaning, yeah, fathoms below is what I need. Okay. Like, I literally don't understand why this game doesn't have a fucking attraction guide, since outside of all real content, it's basically trying to theme park as hard as possible anyway. Like, I should open the game and the first thing I get hit with is, hey, here's the content in this expansion that's still relevant that you can still do. Go to X and do Y to start it. Okay, Fathoms Below is locked. I don't know what the wreck is. Let's see. The combat? Okay. Just combat, so... Alright, the two parentheses of your story is not compelling enough for me not to skip your cutscenes. Where are you? Okay. Dude, Fisher's displayed on Parser. It's totally a combat class. I'm gonna go auto-attack mobs right now. I don't give a shit. Market board PvP is better than Feast anyway. You are offering to accompany me on my travels. That is incredibly convenient for the riders. Alright, and then... Okay, so a part of your world... Is this part of the chain that I need? Do I need to go through this for, the rest of this shit? Okay. The Reddit post I'm looking at only lists the, 3, starts of the branch, I guess, so... Jesus. Like, I literally had no idea this quest had any importance because it's not marked with the unlock symbol. The design language for that is kind of inconsistent, IMO. Alright, so we gotta get out of here and go to where? See, now I can use the guild that I saved teleporting to Kugane first. Teleport here and not feel bad about it. That's the mental strat, actually. Okay, so I'm curious again. I've got 67 frames here. If I turn off my OBS preview, it stays the same. Okay, so it was some weird display mode glitch that happened earlier, and I'll watch for it to happen again, I guess. So, Kurunai, what's going on? What are we doing here? Ugh. I'm going to randomly select dialogue options. Please give me a key that I can just hold to auto-skip dialogue. I feel like I'm reducing the lifetime of my mouse by mashing it this hard. Like, I'm willing to meet the game halfway on narratives, but not this. I already followed this shit up to Shisui and decided that it wasn't worth my time to actually read. Alright, go to the fucking boat. What's up? Hello there, is there something you need? Yes, I'd like to fish for people again, please. Can you help me with that, elderly fisherman? Man, compelling characterization here. Like, I know a lot of you probably heard about that fucking ANET thing recently, where ANET, like, caved to a mob of angry Redditors super fucking early, and canned one of their narrative designers because of an exchange on Twitter. And I'm not talking about that necessarily, but the points that were made in the original Twitter post was like, talking about how Writing for MMOs is super fucked up and carries a lot of restrictions because your character has to be fucking... Your character has to be like Kirito-style blank slate, where they can only exist in a fashion that allows the other characters in the game to act towards them in ways that the player wants to be projected onto them. It's like, okay, I gotta have enough personality to move the plot forward and then nothing the fuck else. And somebody responded to that with, wait, but you can characterize MMO characters. You just have to add stuff like dialogue options. It's like, dude, if the dialogue options feel hollow, I'd rather there be no dialogue options at all. I literally would rather you not have dialogue options if I just have to click through them and, like, read half a quip that talks about my character suddenly growing a personality for 4 seconds before they're returning to Warrior of Light mode. Back on my bullshit. Alright, what are we doing? There you are. Anyway, cool little mermaid reference. I don't give a shit, actually. So. I mean, like, you're cute, but I'm also easily baited, so. Capitan says, you don't need a personality, you're a fisher. My personality is angry at fish. Rendezvous at... Yep, and so since I saved 100 gil earlier again, I can teleport here and not feel super bad about it. This is actually the strat. Oh, this is open now, apparently. Maybe I should start doing Beast Tribes, like, ever. I really want my mic to pick up the furious mashing on my left mouse button. My noise gate isn't quite configured that way, but part of me wants to turn it off just so you can experience that. Hey, what's going on back here? I don't know what the plot is anymore. Polite bow. Okay, so real talk, regarding random disconnects and Duty Finder being on fire, I am so fucking glad that I don't actually have to do Heaven on High, because it's incredibly fucking boring. It's so fucking bad. Like, it almost single-handedly pushed me into learning how to do Tsukuyomi Extreme, and I think that's the only good thing I can say about it. It is awful fucking content otherwise, and I cannot believe Square is wasting resources in this fucking trash. DF was on fire on, Actually, I don't think it was DF being on fire. It was just, they literally turned off Heaven on High. Heaven on High is terrible! This game's combat framework is the worst for shit like that. It's like the worst, laziest possible proc gen. So bad. I'm so mad about it. I'm actually angry that development resources were used to make it. Use the kelp stalks at the designated... Casting kelp stalks. My favorite white mage spell. A level AU 63 shouldn't have even dotted. Couldn't have done that either because it's got an enormous fucking range. Gonna die to dogs. Dude, Asize's range doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even match the visual. It's like, why the fuck is this a 15 yalm button? Why did you give it a visual that makes it look like a 5 yalm button? It's so fucking huge. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Need to do this. Because now that I remember that Cure 3 exists, I no longer need a reminder there. So instead, I need to remind myself that Asylum exists because I don't use it correctly. So it's going there instead. Yep. Asylum's same range as Cure 3, but more flexible regarding placement, but less useful for triage. It hits groups, it's fucking good. What is it, fucking 700 total potency? It's alright, I don't know. Oh yeah, it is 24, not 21. Division by 3 hard, I guess. Yeah, no, I literally just potato divide by 3 there. How many ticks? Oh. Yeah, I finally got around to changing my name on Parser from you to actually having my character name there. Okay, the two. Okay. Who's that? I dig the hair. Alright, where are we going? Dude, why are you making me, like, run around this fucking location? Nope. Alright, how's it hanging, ladies? Oh, we're literally done? Nice. Rude as fuck. Mislabel the NPCs. Okay, ladies, see you later. Alright, so now you're gone as fuck. So this is the part where I pick up the actual quest in Kugane, right? I love my glamour. I'm so fucking happy with it. And we're looking for 10-1 and 9-9. Two-star veteran clan hunt. I don't give a shit about you or anything. 10-1-9-9. Seaweed is always greener. And so does that go... Yep, lights up on Fisher. Perfect. It's weird for me doing stuff like this on stream, because it's really obvious to everyone how fucking slow I am regarding actually, like, figuring out game design cues. Oh, hey, Saki's back. That reflexive mount about 4 times in a second, by the way. Alright, what are you fucking doing? People in this game are fucking wild, dude. Brunei, how good to see you again. It's been so long since we last spoke 15 fucking seconds ago. Nope. Alright, what do you need? A curefish. Which means I need to be in the peaks. Oh my god, it needs the fucking salmon egg bait? I hate that shit. Fortunately, I bought about 1 million of them for 60 to 64. So I've got enough. God, my inventory's a train wreck. I've got to fix this at some point. I've got so much high alligator aetherstone garbage in here. Alright, so we're gonna piece out to the peaks. Roughly where is this? I'll use my Ralgar return to shave off like 400 hopefully. Looks like it's towards the west of the zone. I believe Alagan is the correct waypoint. I'm not sure. Yeah, we were running T9 on sync the other day for the Orchestrion roll and for High Allegan body Aetherstones. Because I needed replica High Allegan for a super generic healer glamour. Let's fucking go. I love it though. It's generic as fuck, but I love the hell out of it, so hold that, I guess. Minimum high level coils. That says, I'm a pure healer, 0 DPS. Look at my white healer lamp. Dude, I know. But like, nah. I've been looking forever for something that properly straddles the line for me between like classical white mage aesthetic and actually looks like real fucking combat gear of any kind. I don't care if it's generic. I fucking like it. It's me, and that's what I give a fuck about more than anything. Alright, so we're gonna bait up a 7 and... Comments are, get ready to catch 1,000 death loaches. Alright, so it's a powerful hook set, but I don't know which pull it is. That's unfortunate. Maybe one of the other comments says? Alright, so it's a medium tug. Looks like anytime okay, any weather okay. Just need to be using powerful. And wait for medium tugs. Cozy little area here, honestly. Yeah, that's a medium. First try, curefish. I don't have my fucking glove on. Never mind, no curefish, please. I hate this shit. I literally... I'm gonna set up a fucking trigger that watches for you change to Fisher and yells, put your fucking glove on. Alright, that's 243. With any luck, that's the threshold for max tier. Oh yeah, 230. Easy game. Probably only want like 2 patient cycles worth of these, since it's likely that she'll cycle midway through the turn-in. We'll see. Medium. Fuck, I literally just had this number in my head. 230, wow. I didn't want to believe it. I had to check again because I thought it was 230, but didn't want to believe I missed the threshold by 1. Yeah, I don't use fight-specific triggers. I've got a reminder for missed monk positionals. You might enjoy that. Here's what it sounds like when I miss a monk positional. Every fucking time. I'm gonna get screwed on hook set here. And then I've got debuff read out, because it helps me a little bit, and I just added raid-wide buffs like yesterday, but haven't actually run anything that uses them yet. It says it's a monk alt, send it now. Let me see if I can get an XML snippet of this trigger. Export. Here you go. It's trigonometry export. I don't know if it'll work with vanilla. We'll see. Dude, I was looking into all the fucking Hojoring plugins the other day, because obviously I'm using Yukari because robot girl voice cute, but some of the other shit that's in there is crazy. Like, even Hojoring itself is like, oh, so we got automated mana warnings by reading fucking client memory? Alright, I'm gonna go for the rest of this patient cycle and then go turn in. Oh wait, I'm literally not casted. Nice. You know, I think I can probably take down the font size on that top shadow a little bit. I think it's appropriately large for like mobile, but I've got so much text in-game and on my layouts that's smaller than that, so if I'm gonna trust that people can read smaller text, then I may as well go all the way. Couldn't get one more medium tug in that window? Dang. Yeah, I just like Trigonometry's ability to chain multiple responses together, so I can do something like play a wave file and then have the bot yell XD at me. XUD. So... Ugane Tanzamizu, shuffle here. Thank you. What the fuck am I doing? Okay, yeah. God, I wish I could set like 20 more favorites, honestly. feel like I get lost fucking scrolling through this sometimes. The inflection, depending on whether you include a space between X and D, is very important. I potatoed for a second and forgot where my fucking NPC was. By the kami? Yours is the work of the divine. Okay, butter me up. Okay, so this is gonna push it, right? This had better fucking push it. Oh yeah, and change your, you put your IGN in the expression, obviously. Forgot to mention that since I haven't seen it in a while. So whatever your name's gonna show up as in your logs, go ahead and do that. Oh wow. You actually get fucking Materia 6 from these? That's cute. Can't wait to eventually level every fucking crafter. Alright, so if you got 3 more deliveries waiting... Wow, these actually aren't bad on script rewards. Lakes Farai? Ugh. Sounds like a fucking fishing hole, not a fish. Alright, Salmon Row, and the fringes, the Comet's Tail. Comet's Tail looks like it's... towards the south of the zone? Alright. Wait, is this... Did reduced rates literally just turn on? Anyway, my return's down, so... For 700, this is fine. So, I think this should be Aligiri then? I think I was super wrong, actually. Do I have this in log? Sure fucking don't. Wait, where the hell is this? Why is this zone so fucking large? I can't even figure out where this section of the map is supposed to be connected to. Am I even in the right map? I'm totally not, actually. I went to the peaks instead of the fringes because I'm a smart person. We got trigger discourse in chat. Perfect. I can never decide how I feel about triggers personally. But let me fix something about my chatty window really quickly here. Look. Where's the fucking title bar settings for this thing again? Window, tabs, notifications, sound, advanced. I've got my fucking viewer count in my title bar and I don't like that. Title bar, viewer chatter count, check, perfect. Okay, so now I should know where this is, except I've barely done any completion in this map because XD. Ah, okay, yeah, there we go. I think I know exactly where I'm headed now. See, there we go again. I got the fucking weird display mode thing again, where I think something's happening when I tab out specifically. Or like suddenly having preview on in OBS is dropping me like solid 50% of my frames. I totally overshot the area. Here's the oh wow. You know, this is actually a mad cozy location. Alright, correct bait. I'm gonna actually, can I aggro these? Fuck, I don't even want to know. Make sure that glove is on. I'm actually gonna do that trigger right now, actually. Add trigger, regular expression. You change to Fisher. Add action. Use text to speech. I gotta increase fucking Yukuri volume too. Master volume 100, huh? So what if I just buff the hell out of the volume in the cache here, and then bust the TTS cache, test that one more time. Alright. So now... Perfect. Hopefully now I never forget. So we're looking for XxFISH with minimum collectability 763. God, these things must be fucking enormous. We're out here fishing sharks. Any weather okay? Medium tug. Message received. Oh, should have done patience. I did patience. Nice. Yeah, I've gone back and forth a couple times on whether I feel like it's appropriate for me to be using triggers. I don't think I'll ever use timeline visualizers, because timeline visualizers make me feel like a god for no work required whatsoever. It's like, I feel like the memorization almost should be required to be able to play with that level of foresight. For triggers, I'm not sure. My gut feeling about it kind of slides back and forth. Probably because I don't have a consistent rule for it, which is what bothers me. In the end, because my general take on triggers so far has been that they can help for learning a lot, but a lot of things you're going to need to respond to instinctually whether or not you have a trigger available anyway. And for stuff where it's like literally doing the reacting and parsing for you, like reading out which variation of a mechanic something is, that seems super cheaty to me. Like, triggers that are parsing log information that you couldn't, like, literally look at and read yourself I think are my personal line right now. And then there's the really weird part where it's like... Because there's a fairness issue regarding, like, players that can't run ACT. For instance, they're on PS4. There's, like, a legitimate issue of whether it is fair to have these when not everyone can use them. And that's, like... That's its own weird fucking can of worms. Anyway, I think I need one more of these. I need one more collectible, so... Like, I use the generic debuff reader, not because I miss debuffs ever really, but just because it's a focus aid. And that has always seemed fine to me. Like, in something like Grand Cross Omega, it's not gonna help you to have 4 debuffs read at you at the speed of sound anyway. Alright, so I got 3 there, so I don't even need to finish the patience cycle here. I can just warp back to Tanzamizu. Yeah, and for $6.99, at this point with reduced rates on, I don't feel like doing the shuffle is worth it comparatively. So I think, as far as I can work it out, the rule that my gut is following right now is that triggers are fine as long as they're reiterating information that you already see. But even stuff like, say, a fucking crit load trigger, because it goes off a full second before you see the actual combat text, I don't consider that to be completely fair. Yeah, I'm on Gamma 0 right now. I might set it back. I like the trigger for a reminder to tank LB in Ultima, though, because it's the one fucking thing you have to do during that period. Just out there tapped out, like, nah, what are pressing buttons? Oh shit, we wiped in the last phase? Oh, okay. You have to do 3 different LBs. Yeah, but like... The amount of time between using melee LB to kill La Brea and using tank LB to not die during ultimate transition is like 3 minutes. There's so much nothing happening during that time. Alright, so I've done my custom deliveries for the week. How am I doing on scripts, actually? Oh wow, I'm nearly capped out on gatherer scripts, which means I should probably either sell a materia or sell materials? Maybe I should fucking do a little bit of writing about triggers, actually. Because of course everyone is so interested in another player's opinion on the assistance they're using during progression, right? XD! And see, as kind of an extension of that, I don't think stuff like Cactbot visual pop-ups themselves are necessarily cheating unless they're displaying information that you shouldn't be able to know instantly. Stuff like Cactbot telling you fucking run out for the fucking point blank in Construct 7. That's fine, probably. But Cactbot telling you stand in for computation mode, that's fucked. That's super fucked. Anyway, so I can use I can go for Gatherer's Materia here. I can cap myself out a couple times on Stonefly Larva, or I can check Aether Sand prices. God, manually checking Aether Sand is such a pain in the ass though, because it's tiered differently. Yeah, it's like, Capitan has it right here, I think, but its addition, the boss is a striking dummy otherwise. Like, there is nothing hard in Construct 7, except for, like, negotiating space for a stack marker as a group without communication, standing in the correct circle to do 2+3, and then, like, I don't know, is there anything left in the fight that's actually difficult? I guess there's some minor disco floor after fucking, destruction mode or whatever. But I really don't give a shit. It's like... But clearly people struggle with computation mode because every time I run the raid, a solid 15% of our group doesn't have computation boost. So... like, sure, a trigger for which circle to stand in during computation mode is obviously cheating. But if you gave enough of a fuck to set that trigger up, you can do 2+3. So what the fuck? Anyway, I guess I'll check Aether Sand here and see if there's any major outliers right now. But because of the amount of shit that actually goes on Cactuar, you don't get super unexplored markets for easy trade-ins like that here, I think. Yeah, frame pacing issues in this display mode. If I go to borderless, does it stop? Sort of, but now I have to minimize OBS to make sure the game is actually running smoothly. Maybe I should just use full screen and then disable the full screen optimization stuff. Alright, Aether Sand, any obvious spot? Jesus Christ! Okay, so... Wow, Dawnborn is actually moving kind of volatile. Even for HQ, that's kind of weird. Alright, it looks like most Aether Sand variants are gonna be on lock, though. Yeah, that's priced pretty stable, and it's not moving super often. Yeah. I don't know if I want to screw with Aether Sand compared to, like... I check against Materia 6s instead. Yeah, I'd much rather just sell a fucking Gyarados, I think. Man, that guy must have... Yeah, that's a big hole in the market if you buy like that. Gyarados or Guile? Guile looks more stable. Oh, yeah, no. Guile should be going for lower, generally speaking, but this guy literally bought out the low half of the market. So yeah, I should probably sell for Gyarados. Kingscraft, Demi-Materia. That's actually mad stable, although I wish I could see more since it's just 2 buyers. But it looks like it's priced at least in a way that will move similarly. Is either Gyarados or Kingscraft. I legit don't know what I want to do, actually. I'll probably just go for Gyarados since it saves me the trouble of thinking about it too hard for marginal gains, but... Oh, it's Kingscraft, only crafter scripts. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so Gyarados it is for sure. Gyarados are 1500. Yeah, Kingscraft is crafter only. It's literally in the name. So I'll just buy one Gyarados and then like I'll just dump the rest on Stonefly Larvae because I'll always need him for something. And in the meantime, are there any super convenient... Oh, hey, we do have ribbons up for another 21 hours. Ribbons are like the most relaxing thing to fish ever, by the way, because you just throw back every large ball, so I think I'm gonna do that. Ribbons are... Fastest is from Alagiri, right? I think so. Spend your red scripts before you go on grade 5s? What am I doing on reds anyway? Oh, nearly capped as well, so probably worth it. Alright, red script exchange. Big fucking mess, John fucking Madden. Alright, so I'm gonna assume if Gyarados are most valued for 6s, they're most valued for 5s as well. Seems like a reasonable guess. Saka asks, holy shit, you got to cancel your TP that far in the cast? Alright, so here's a quick demonstration of my slide cast, I guess. Because I'm in Cali, so I'm pretty close to the DC. 72, 68, 60... Okay, so base cast time on this is 192. 54, 71, 64, 64, 70, 63. My slide cast window is kind of a blessing and a curse, honestly. I can't do super jank slide casts, but I also don't get screwed by it that often, so... But yeah, I'll just cash out for Gyarados because I assume it's the most in demand, and if not, then like as long as I'm not getting Guile, it should still be reasonably in demand anyway. So... Thank you, Apple. So... now we're gonna jump to Alagiri. That was not the correct one. Honestly, the disjoint between cast bar and animation in this game still tilts the hell out of me. It's the one thing I wish they would change just for fucking feel reasons. It just feels bad to dodge cast bars instead of animations. It just feels like trash. Hey, Rug. Almost didn't see you there. Alright, so I got 158 Stonefly Larva, which should be enough for more than a few cycles here. Dude, just the delay on something like Benediction alone is fucking hilarious. Look at how late that text comes up, and I've got 30 ping to DC there. Anyway, we're looking for light tugs and we're throwing back everything else. The budget way to fish these is with suspending minnows, but minnows have a really, really long reel and a way lower chance, so you want to convert to Stonefly Larva as soon as possible if you're just trying to do initial script grind for like gear or something. 47 is max, but I think literally any collectible rating I get here is gonna be fine. Seriously, ribbons are so efficient because they're like the easiest and most stress-free rodfish in the entire game. You just pull on light tugs and ignore everything else. For instance, you ignore the fuck out of that and just let it take your goddamn bait. Just got a notification on my phone and probably inviting me to buy tickets for FanFest. I can't go to FanFest, video game. Yeah, with the raiding community popping the fucking can of worms open regarding triggers and machine assistance in general, it's definitely a weird place because you reach a point where what's community sanctioned is super fragmented and always differs from what's game sanctioned. I came from a kind of similar place in PSO2, where I was part of developing a combat stat viewer for that game as well, that was eventually specifically blocked by the company's anti-cheat, which I of course went around because I'm ideologically against not making combat information available, and that entire game is fucking animation reaction stuff anyway, so it's not like I'm cheating any mechanics by having access to stuff. It's literally just, I want to see the numbers that I'm doing that other people are doing, so I understand how to gauge myself relative to other players and can maybe learn something from the way they distribute their fucking attacks, or their attack selection, or how frequently they're swinging during certain times. And that was always what that was framed for. And it got canned anyway because JPs on Twitter were using it to call out pugs and build community blacklists. And I regret that I built the thing in a way that made that possible, but like, I also don't think I can claim responsibility for it. So... It's like, do I claim responsibility for people using information in a way that allows them to be jackasses in a louder and possibly more relevant way? Or do jackasses always act like jackasses and information is neutral? I think it's a lazy kind of a cop-out to take the latter, but I also don't feel comfortable assuming blame in the former. It's an awkward spot, and I have some regrets about the way that I handled that tool, but... man, it's just unfortunate as fucking hell, dude. Because, so for some background on the stuff, on the work that I done in PSO2, I didn't do any super low-level stuff. I just did a simple user-facing program that basically I built an alternative to ACT for people who didn't know how to set up ACT for this game in particular. And since ACT was later blocked with the anti-cheat, my tool became the only tool. And all I really wanted is... because it's a single progression track game, right? You know how in Final Fantasy, you've got a couple different tiers of content with different staggered rewards, so that players who are doing more difficult stuff at any given moment receive progression-related rewards earlier than other players. Multiple progression tracks. PSO2 didn't really have that concept. There's a single main progression track that all players play on, and then everything else was pretty much optional. Like, the small amounts of hard content didn't really give any meaningful rewards. They were purely for bragging rights. And in later steps of the game, they even removed things like the server-wide boss time attack rankings, so you wouldn't know for a given boss how quickly you were finishing compared to the rest of the world. And I think that's kind of sad, but it's not directly relevant right now, so I'll talk about it a little bit later. Anyway, point is that it's a single progression track game, but speed can affect your rewards in some circumstances, because a lot of the relevant content in the game only happens in real-time small windows called emergency quests. Real-time scheduled windows where you can do the content during them. And so, if you fail during those windows, if you fail repeatedly, or if your group doesn't go fast enough to reach a threshold for how many clears you're allowed to get during that window, then you can potentially miss out on rewards, which feels bad, obviously. And because the game has very few tools to tell you how you're performing, and has very few tools to allow players to organize in like-minded groups, a lot of high-level players, or even a lot of mid-level players with motivation to perform well, are frustrated because the game doesn't give you adequate feedback to explain how well you're doing, and so you have a lot of players who are like pulling way lower numbers than you can even imagine Gray parses in FF14. Just basically doing nothing but filling a slot, and the game never tells them that they're doing anything wrong while this is happening, and they have no way of knowing either. And so somewhere down the line, Sega decides to address the issue of players with wildly differing skill levels and motivation to basically split the manner in which you can group for a quest. There are now 2 different automatic matchmaking queues, normal blocks and expert blocks. And expert blocks require you to do some stuff to guarantee that you have at least moderately up-to-date gear and that you're willing to dump some time into the game. Not necessarily skill, just time and fucks given. And so what happens now is that you've split the player base massively into people that can do and people that can't, basically. But it's a single progression track game. They only design one fight. So suddenly, you have a whole bunch of players who can't do shit without access to strong players to bring their the overall power of their groups up, because most relevant content in the game is 12-man. And so you have groups of players who don't know what the fuck is going on, failing horribly for everything. They're just choking on everything. They can't meet a basic DPS check that our group hit day 1 with like 3 minutes left. You'll literally fail it every time if you're not an expert blocks, because the players there don't know how to deal damage anymore. And so now we've created a massive problem where players are disjointed, but the fight design is not. And so naturally, that fight had to be nerfed like a week or 2 into its introduction to make the DPS check passable for the lower bracket. And it's in this kind of a game environment that I'm deciding, okay, people really, really, really need some kind of tool to give them a frame of reference for how they're performing, because as it stands now, you could even be interested in how you're performing relative to other players and just not know, because the game never tells you. And so I built a simple parser visualizer, and it's been in the game ecosystem for a while, and I really want to start pushing this as a means for players with low degrees of investment in the game or low degrees of knowledge and ability to start transitioning into what you might call optimized play, to playing with effectiveness in mind, given a metric that allows them to assess whether they're doing well or poorly with the adjustments they make. That's all I really wanted out of the thing, and basically news went public. Sega made a public post after they realized that they weren't going to be able to actually block anything with anti-cheat that said, if you are found using this tool, your account will be at risk. And immediately, every single low-level player tosses this because they don't care enough to risk their account. And so now it's exclusively being used by high-level players, and it's fucking backwards, dude. It's not what I wanted. It's so frustrating. And so I see an ecosystem like FF14, where, like, FF Logs is such a fucking potent and powerful resource, and it's being applied in a game where, like, the improvements you make using that data aren't just important, sometimes they're critical. And so it's hard for me to look at things and say, oh yeah, third-party tool in breach of TOS not allowed. Even though, if you look at things from a larger game perspective, that's probably the closest to a purely ethical viewpoint that exists. Like, I can't endorse that. And so I think it bothers me that I'm effectively drawing an arbitrary line that differs from game rules because, you know, game rules is game rules. Miyazaki brings up a good point. FFLogs is frequently used as an exclusionary tool or some kind of metric for recruiters to quickly filter through potential applicants by their past prowess. I don't think there's anything wrong with that per se. It's tough. Basically, I don't feel like the information is at fault for people making questionable decisions with it. Or at least not the information itself, but maybe the way that the information is displayed to people needs to be adjusted. It's a tough call. You can only do so much, but you have to assume some sort of responsibility as a provider of performance information in a context like this. And I think FFLogs' model of privacy does alright with it, but then you inevitably run into, if you use privacy features on FFLogs, you are not welcome in this group because I need to be able to see your shit to know whether you can perform. And it's like, there's no way to square that circle. From any side, really. Ashanti says, these tools should be to assist with learning, not removing the need to learn. And see, I agree with that on an ideological level, but what about when you're dealing with something like World Prog? Faster learning is a very tangible advantage that affects the primary reason people are going for 48-hour alarm clock lockouts on this shit. So faster learning is an advantage to an objective that people consider very, very real. Is it fair? Probably not really. It's tough. And so I don't use... Right now I'm not using any mechanic-specific triggers or anything like that. But I also, like... I haven't touched Savage, I haven't touched Ultimate. The hardest thing I've done I did very recently, it was Suku Extreme, which is really not that difficult of a fight. And so contextually, I'm even removed from the primary context in which discussion of triggers and machine assistance is relevant. Am I gonna clip this cordial? No, I think I've got high enough max. Oh, shit. Okay. For something like a parser in particular, just like the existence of the parser period, I feel like it is a design failing from Square Enix to not have some means of comparing your performance with other players to understand whether you can be doing better. The fact that that information isn't presented to players in-game is a design failing as far as I'm concerned. There are concerns about harassment with an in-game parser, which I understand the concern even though I don't consider it fully valid in the current game ecosystem. Although I do understand the logic behind leaving performance-enhancing tools as third-party, so there is a specific path of enforcement against them when it comes to, like, game management. But something like an anonymized parser that compares your results to the results of players on the same role or on the same class, displayed after an instance or a dungeon is over, something like that not existing is insane. It's fucking crazy that that doesn't exist. And And yeah, there's the Stone Sky Sea calculators, which are... the ability to do a dummy parse is very, very different than the ability to optimize for uptime in a fight that also requires you to make several demands on yourself, but XD! Also, I can barely pass the White Mage Stone Sky Sea for Suku Extreme with like 4 seconds left, but I fucking parsed 92 on it, so it's like, what did they mean by this? Oh, I bowled on a medium. Shanti says if they offer their own parser, they can also deal with people who use it to harass others. But maybe they don't want to take responsibility for that. Maybe enforcement on that level is not something that the game team wants to actually manage at all. But you can, if you build in an in-game parser, then suddenly the design of that parser is something you can use to affect the way that performance data is framed and presented to players, and it affects their attitude regarding it. Oh, I'm not impatient anymore, XD. No cordial either. And J Capitan's got it right. The variance between non-resident sleeper rotations is low, so the floor is a lot higher. Like, you can only get things so right. Or reapply arrow 3 at 4, reapply arrow 2 at 2, and use stone. Like, there is not a lot you can fuck up there. Oh man, I can't even imagine tank dummies. Because tank dummies don't even make sense. It's like you don't even have the demands of like using fucking aggro combos or like maintaining threat in any way. By the way, fucking OT early Voke Shirk bothers the hell out of me, like, aesthetically, even though I think it's a really cool interaction mechanically. I might... hold on. Let me see Gamma again. Maybe 30. Yeah, this is like lit up enough that I can see stuff while not leaving everything super desaturated, I think. Alright, patience. Cordial. Kazan says, in high-level play, aggro is a party problem, not a tank problem. For sure. And I like that. I like that the approaches to stuff like mitigation and aggro are group-wide concerns. I think that's cool. It's just specifically mechanically the way Voke Shirk works bothers the hell out of me from an aesthetic standpoint because it's the most gamey thing I think I've ever seen. Like, I specifically don't like it from perspective of game aesthetic. And it's a weird thing to be complaining about, considering I usually consider myself the neurotic optimizer fuckwit, but I'm driven by aesthetic too. I think everyone is to an extent, whether or not they're able to acknowledge it. I'm actually... because from what I understand from tank players who have been with the game for a while, Square has been kind of like juggling a lot of different balls in terms of the mechanics of tanks and how their damage and aggro output is controlled. Stuff like strength on tank accessories. And I'm wondering what their plans are for 5.0 regarding that. It wouldn't surprise me if I see like the removal of tank stance or something as kind of like a spiritual follow-up to the removal of Cleric for healers, or at least the heavy, heavy reworking of Cleric for healers. Would it be a good idea? Don't feel the need to comment, but probably not. But it seems like the sort of thing that's lined up, given the way that Square is like... I don't know, just given the way that all the different pieces are meshing together in a way that I don't think Square is specifically designing for. The way tanks work at high levels versus the way the developers want tanks to work at high levels for the sake of being able to design fights. Very different right now. Anyway, I'll be right back. See you guys in just a minute or two. Don't go anywhere, or do. I'm not your mom, and you retain autonomy over what you want to do with your computer. But I would appreciate seeing you back here when I get back. BRB. I'm back. So we're talking about the way the tanks, the way they're played at high level, differs from developer intent for tanks at high level. But I think way more drastic than that, I think, despite the amount of attention they've received, is healers. Because, I mean, you hear it from the guys at the top themselves. We don't design fights with healer DPS in mind, yet literally like 80% of your GCDs as a healer, if not more, are gonna be DPS. So it's like, what are we fucking doing here? You guys already know that I play White Mage because I literally just want to fucking heal, and I want to minimize the other bullshit that happens in my vicinity to the extent where I don't really feel like playing Nintendogs or Texas Hold'em while I manage health bars. And so the way healing works in FF14 came as kind of a shock to me, because healers spend an unreal amount of time not doing that. As yeah, Capitan is correct in that ultimate DPS checks are clearly designed with healer DPS in mind. It's a weird thing, though. It's... because now that we've removed Cleric as what was clearly intended for healers to just be able to do solo content at a reasonable pace, now that Cleric is gone, healer DPS is easier than fucking ever by orders of magnitude, and so the designers have to deal with the fact that there's basically no opportunity cost in 95% of content for throwing up a regen or shield on the target that you need to keep alive and then spamming your DPS filler for a couple of GCDs. And it would be a lot more aesthetically compelling for me personally to be placed with a lot of demands regarding keeping people up throughout a fight and doing so efficiently to not run dry on mana. That would be more aesthetically compelling for me than literally trying to optimize to heal as little as possible. That's like, it's aesthetically backwards, even though it's an interesting and compelling optimization challenge. Jesus, can I get a fucking light tug here? I think you guys know what I'm getting at. Try not to be a foreign princess here. But you do clearly get that pretty large segment of the population who is getting mixed feedback from the design of the game, says it's not my job to DPS and I don't like it, I rolled a healer to heal, and they don't DPS, and then because it's so clearly, like, because the design so clearly leaves these massive swaths of space for healers to do DPS, suddenly we've got a massive disjoint that's enforced by the design of the game between what people actually want to do on healers versus what healers do. But if you change it now, you're putting out a lot of high-level healers who really enjoy that balance. So design questions like, should healers have free time to use DPS filler? Or should tank damage matter as much as it does with regards to total group damage? This is stuff where you... like, it's weird as fuck to design around, because you're considering both the overall integrity of the actual encounter design versus what wildly different groups of players want and what they view as their job on a given role. Shit is fucked, and I think that's why they're probably not changing anything just yet. Anyway, that entire fucking sequence basically came down to game design hard, weird problem, don't get it. So, probably not overly helpful for me to spend 20 minutes articulating, but I don't know, maybe people don't think about this stuff sometimes. Shanti says, if you give them damage buttons, they should be expected to contribute to damage. And it's like, yeah, that's, on its face, that's true. But clearly the original design intent for healers, like, you don't build something like Cleric Stance that takes such an enormous fucking, like, there's literally a lockout and a healing potency drop on it specifically, in addition to it fucking swapping your healing stat. Because I'm talking about original Cleric Stance for clarity here. Oh god, clarity, ouch. You don't build something like that unless you don't want people doing damage as a healer, honestly. Everything about the design of that ability says, if you want to deal damage while there are healing demands being placed on you, it is going to scare the shit out of you and feel super bad. That's what that ability was designed to do. And it did feel super bad, and it was super fucking scary. Yeah, Cleric was clearly intended for solo content, so that healers could actually progress at a reasonable rate through what could be considered the meat of the game for casual players, the MSQ. Of course, the actual effect of Cleric Stance as it used to stand was that it made healer DPS a very, very calculated and demanding affair, which a lot of people, myself included, found to be a compelling challenge, despite being scary as fuck. But the feeling of powerlessness that happens when unpredictable damage goes out and you're stuck in Cleric was one of the worst feelings I have ever felt in a video game. And so despite Cleric being really interesting from an optimization perspective, and being more in line with the design intent of how healers should function, that is to say, primarily as healers with any auxiliary damage requiring major demands from a healer player, I personally like the class. I like White Mage more than now. I like White Mage more now that I don't have to worry about that shit. Big fucking mess. It preserves my power fantasy in a purer way if I can contribute to group damage, while still retaining the flexibility to notice my tank didn't use mitigation for something or stood in something they shouldn't have. and immediately swoop in like a fucking guardian angel and hit a cooldown to restore them from the brink of death. Not that brink of death, but like the metaphorical brink of death. That's fucking cool to me. That's why I play healers, because that feeling is awesome. Among a couple other things. But like when we're dealing with should healers do damage, God, there's so many conflicting motivations in game systems that affect how you should answer that and what the answer ends up being. Ashanti says, if you don't want them dealing damage, remove their damage buttons and have an NPC help in solo content. Saki responds, okay, would you actually want to play that kind of healer in content? I can tell you I fucking wouldn't. Dude, I know a lot of fucking people who would play healers where the primary demand placed on them is keeping people alive through difficult, high damage constantly throughout an entire fight. I know these types of people exist because basically every other MMO handles healers this way. They place healing demands on people through requiring strict resource management and highly unpredictable or difficult to positionally manage spread damage. Requiring a lot of mitigation spread out over many different mechanics in short time periods. There are a lot of games that work like that, and it's clearly a power fantasy that appeals to a lot of people. More than that, it's the type of optimization that appeals to a lot of people as well. Like, the question, what should healers do, has an answer, kind of. The answer is, healers should do whatever serves overall encounter design the most while satisfying a player's desire to, you know, play a fucking healer. But, man, at this point the wires are crossed, dude. There's a precedent that's been set, and there's a concern for, like, preserving the aspects of the game that people are actually playing it for now. Raz says, Tree of Savior doesn't do that. You pick the cleric class because you want to be a massive magic damage dealer. You pick wizard when you want to support. Tree of Savior is wild. It's fucking nutty. I should have a UI off macro for fishing because I only use cross hotbar for it anyway these days. Or at least for rod fishing. So anyway, the point I'm coming back to is that from a new player perspective, I was super surprised to see that the demands placed on healers aren't higher in terms of actually keeping people alive by undoing damage or mitigating damage. It went massively against my expectations, and for everybody else who picked a fucking class that is aesthetically telegraphed as the classical healer, I'm sure it was a violation of their expectations too. I'm happy with what I ended up getting anyway, but it's still something that I feel like if it could have been addressed earlier, I would have liked to see it, but right now there's too much fucking stuff that exists throughout the entire lifetime of the game for them to fundamentally change how a healer's role is actually conveyed through design. And it says, excited for Sonic Mania Plus? Less than 2 weeks. Dude, I am fucking excited. It is during KVC, which is sort of unfortunate, but maybe it gives me a good game to play on my own time during the fucking mess. KVC starts Saturday, hopefully, if things don't light on fucking fire. I don't think 32 is even within collect window. Nice. You want some fish? And it's asks, have you talked about your ghost PC issues yet? Not yet, but for the moment, they seem to be mercifully enough over. I'm on a fresh installation of Windows 10 Pro with all my stuff ported over. Finally back on consumer Windows instead of Windows Server 2016 because consumer Windows doesn't lose track of my EFI partition and kill my PC anymore. Which I can't tell whether that had to do with updates made to consumer Windows or the fact that I removed every part from my PC and put them back in different spots or what, but I don't know. God, fishing streams are so weird. My voice gets a goddamn workout. Oh, I'm not even impatient. Nice. Oh well, may as well pull this then. I won't have enough for hook set if I patience now, so I think I have to wait for the cordial. Alright, yes. I'm curious, by the way, did you swap your main SSD to the one I gave you, or are you still using the one I gave you as a separate games SSD? It's still separate. One of my SSDs actually literally does not have, like, the little notches in the top of the slot that's required for a SATA cable to snap in. And I think some of the issues that I was having previously may have had to do with the fact that the SATA cable might have come loose because of that. So I've got it pinned against the side of my case now, and hopefully it doesn't move at all. And I guess that's it for it until I can, like, clone it onto another SSD that makes me worry a little bit less. Remember to drink water, it's good. Alright, cordial's finally up. I've said it before and I'll say it again, there is no way you can avoid waiting for cordials when fishing, so don't worry about it too much. Don't worry over whether you're using watered cordials or HQ or whether you're staggering cordials. You're going to wait pretty much the same amount of time no matter what you do, so don't stress about it too much. Do whatever's comfortable. The one thing I noticed about transitioning from Sarg to Cactuar is that leaf fish are fucking crashed in comparison. Because of the amount of people that are attempting to actually make use of it, I guess. Demand goes to the fucking roof and the market responds by massively overcomplicating on supply because a lot of the leaf fish for Stormblood in particular can be acquired as you're getting other stuff. Meaning you don't have to go out of your way to supply other than like actually fucking listing them. Kari asks, random food question of the day, citrusy beverage or orangey beverage? Kari, what is an orange? Dennis asks, how much of the PM tourney did you catch? I know you said you were tuning in and out, shit was super hype. I didn't get to catch a whole lot of it, but I do want to watch the VODs later. I'm so distracted these days with all sorts of different projects. And at the time, for the PM tourney in particular, I was actually actively rebuilding my PC. I don't get to watch live events a lot anymore. It's not something that I feel like I can make time for without getting this crawling feeling in the back of my head that I missed something. Kari says, orange is not citrus. The orange is the fruit of the citrus species. How the fuck? Oh, it's denoted as a cross. Okay, this is what family used to say. It's also called sweet orange to distinguish it from the lazy citrus referred to as bitter orange. Got a citrus on Wikipedia. Plants in the genus produce citrus fruits, including important crops like oranges, lemons, grapefruit, pomelo, and limes. How does etymology work? Wes asks, so here's a question. If you design your game in such a way as to present a strict healer as a power fantasy, but your endgame encounters are such that your healer class players are absolutely forced out of their power fantasy in order to play optimally, have you failed as a designer? For that metric, I think yes. But presenting a pure healer as a compelling challenge in high-level challenging content has its own problems, I think, just because, like, healing as a success condition is so much more binary than damage, and so it's very difficult to design around in that way, I think. Like, damage is a sliding kind of thing, and it can slide on an individual basis while still allowing people to progress through intended content. But healing is different. Healing has a very strict binary pass-fail, and because of the way that people who want to heal versus tank versus DPS are distributed, you're also going to naturally have fewer healers per instance in every single encounter, just because if you don't design it like that, then your game runs into huge logistics issues. So suddenly it becomes really fucking weird to present healing demands on players in a way that in a way that still allows someone to naturally arrive at optimized play through just naturally acquiring skill from design feedback. I don't know. It's because there's a certain point where you can't have this conversation anymore without getting into the particulars of how you challenge a healer on a raw mechanical basis via encounter design. It's like, what kind of demands have to be placed on a healer, and what sort of mechanics and events do they have to respond to, and in what way are they required to respond to them? You gotta break it down on that level to have a conversation about whether it is feasible on a given game framework to actually create a pure healer and appropriately design and balance challenges for that class of character. And for FF14, it's way too fucking late for that shit. There's way too much legacy content they'd have to screw with for a healer experience to remain consistent from 1 to whatever future level cap we end up with when the next big round of changes comes around. But there's a disjoint between my idea of heavy, severe damage and what FF14 thinks to think heavy, severe damage is, that I think is emblematic of this whole thing. Like, the biggest raid wides in the game require maybe a cooldown from each healer, and that's it. People will survive and get topped off eventually, unless there's an immediate follow-up that requires you to GCD heal afterwards. And it's like, that's the biggest source of damage that a healer has to deal with. It's like, how do you generate difficulty without giving healers fuck tons of obnoxious minigame mechanics, making their job as difficult mechanically as DPS, while still allowing encounters to have some fucking variance? Because you can make stuff really hard for healers to heal if you just have every single GCD 90% raid-wide pulses. You can create challenge that way, but it's not compelling challenge. Give me my fucking ribbons. There we go. Light tug. Did I NQ that? Really? Oh no, I wasn't looking. I thought I saw the NQ animation when I looked back. See, it gets even more complicated when you decide that your game is going to have 3 different healer classes, and they all need to approach healing in a meaningfully different way to feel distinct. Both on an aesthetic and gameplay level, they all need to be different. Like, alright, do you mean minigames? I think you mean minigames. Because I'm not motivated at all by shit like Astrologian's card draw or managing a pet in any way. I find that really irritating, but there are just as many people who find White Mage's simple priority systems boring. And yeah, they really did manage, but you've got 3 different classes healing in meaningfully distinct ways, and suddenly it's even harder for you to start designing encounters with healing demands because the way they actually fucking heal is mechanically different to such an extent that placing specific demands on the manner in which you must increase HP bars beyond general raid-wide, general TB, general, like, random target. The more diversity you have for healers, the less room you have to actually challenge them on a high level specifically to heal. The balancing act never fucking stops. Momos are hard. Venice says, I wish Sega thought about Summoner more and let that class trivialized content along with everything else they've done. See, the thing about PSO2 is that, like, it's a single progression track game. It's not intended to have challenge for people who are heavily invested into it. That's not the point. It's incredibly unfortunate that that's not the point, because the combat systems that they've built are extremely satisfying and compelling, and they do place heavy demands on you. But that was never design intent. It always happened on accident and in really jank ways. Like how every single fight that we speedran as Waifu Defense Force, well, at least actively speedran, had like multiple phase skips in it because they didn't bother to segment HP, because nobody should be able to deal that much damage because they're designing the encounters for bad players. And this was consistently a problem until they decided, we'll pay some lip service to the idea of skilled players being able to play this game, and built expert blocks into the game, which allowed skilled players to avoid unskilled players with 100% reliability, and suddenly now they have to make encounters even easier, because suddenly 12-mans include 0 skilled players instead of like 2 or 3 usually. It's just fucking backwards. The entire way they approached it leaves absolutely no room for anybody who gives a fuck about the game to actually play it. But hey, buy scratch tickets. Endgame is cosmetics. As long as we're kind of talking about healers, on like the side here, let me talk to you about the healer design that I think I hate the most over like all video games. Oh, not from Overwatch. I have to fucking click on my teammates to heal them. I have to shoot my teammates to heal them. Why don't I shoot enemies to heal my allies? Why am I shooting allies to heal my allies? It's so fucking obnoxious. It just feels like you're straddling trying to like satisfy sniper players and trying to satisfy healer players, and you get a really weird disjointed experience that I don't understand satisfying either group. So who the fuck is it for? Apparently Animains, because there are a bunch of those, but I don't fucking get it. I don't even think I can criticize the design objectively, it's just that, like, it's completely empty for me. There is nothing enjoyable about the experience. Ah! I just popped Patience and Cordial, you bitch. Are you kidding me? Now I don't even have a fucking Patience window. I don't even know why I'm fishing right now. Wonder what the hell I just got. NQ. Big memes. Alright, we're waiting on regen because the game decided to anti-bot me. You know, I should probably be worried about the fact that the game triggered bot protection measures on human fishing. Like, oh, I'm pretending to be a bot pretty well. Maybe I should go outside. Actually, how hot is it? Weather. It is 91 down to 85 in a couple hours. Maybe I'll hit the fucking pool, who knows? I could do to get out a little more. So one of the ideas that I've been kicking around doing for a while, now that I've got like 20 clears of Suku EX under my belt and feel like the difficulty of the fight is massively overblown from the way it's presented in guides, I sort of want to sketch out like a really simple text guide for like healer perspective in that fight in particular, just to make it incredibly clear to people how much of a fucking simple memorizer it actually is. I was scared of that shit for a while, and I shouldn't have been, because it's a fun fight. Shanti says, Ada joins the video guide maker group. I fucking... Every single time, I just want to know what the tank busters are in a fight. And the first guide I click on is, "What's up, guys?" I feel like throwing my desk out the window. No, I don't need a video padded exactly to 10 minutes to maximize ad revenue just to know what the 3 fucking mechanics in this fight are that are relevant for my role. I appreciate people who make text guides so goddamn much that I can't ever see myself doing anything else if I want to make learning material for this game, or really most any other game. At the very most, text guides annotated with videos for stuff that absolutely must be explained visually. Am I the only person who's like that? I can't be, right? But they're so fucking common. Like, there are a lot of video guide creators that are actually pretty concise about their guides, too, and they explain things in a very, very simple and straightforward way, while being reasonably in-depth, and it's like, alright, so this is still a good guide, but it would have been so much faster for me to absorb this if I could have just fucking read it, or scanned for the section that I needed help with. Dante says, I suck with pure text because I need to see the shit. Yeah, and I understand that too. I feel like there are a lot of situations where visual annotations of some kind help a text guide extraordinarily. I don't think text guides benefit from being entirely text. But just the framework of a video in particular, where like you can't scan it, I think that's what tilts me. That you can't go through a video and pick out the information you need for like a particular section of something. Even if there's a table of contents required, you still have to scrub around to cut out the stuff that you've already seen, unless the table of contents is both ridiculously in-depth and actually labeled correctly. as they might present things slightly out of order and you might miss important information but not know if you skip forward. What am I doing on bait? 38 stonefly larvas left? Yeah, I'll exhaust this and then turn in and see how it goes. And of course, I don't mean to bitch about people who are creating educational material for this game or any other in particular. It's like, yeah, you're doing something. That's good. It's just like, when you make a concession like that, when you make a concession to the 10-minute video guide, like, I just don't know how it doesn't bother people from both sides. I'm too goddamn neurotic for how valuable I actually am. I'm not valuable enough to be this fucking anal. And even if you're doing a text guide, what if the layout of your website sucks? And what if it takes 20 minutes to page through a fucking image slideshow that explains different ways of doing a fucking mechanic? Yes, I am talking about that one Tsukiyomi Extreme guide where it takes 3 minutes to see the second variant of meteors. Because the fucking image takes forever to load because there's 30 megs of JavaScript that doesn't bother to preload. Not mad, though. Just by the way. Yeah, Venice, this is digitally actually, it's not digitally imported, but it's under the same parent company, Audio Addict. It's an Audio Addict radio station just called Smooth Jazz, and the reason I pay for this service is because they do manage to consistently not fuck up song choice while also providing a volume-level radio that is correctly tagged so I can display stuff on stream. I will shill it unapologetically. $8 a month for the whole network. It's pretty good, actually. Adios, Sakari. Thanks for stopping by. Capitan and Sasaki reminding me of, anybody ever seen the fucking image for, like, the Titan Hard tank guide? It's a timeline for Titan Hard where every single thing is just stand there lol, except for, like, every buster says pop a cooldown maybe lol. Like, there are a lot of fights where tanks literally don't have to do anything, and it's to an extent that, like, while learning to tank, I'm legitimately becoming surprised when I'm targeted for mechanics at all. I, like, forget how to pay attention to the screen. It's fucked, dude. Stuff like the disjoint between main tank and off tank, even that alone is so weird from a design perspective, because now all tank classes have to function adequately for both facets of that role and in a way that's satisfying to players. And they have to do it off the same kit? Are you shitting me? And so Grit was their attempt to try and build slightly different versions of the class for both main tank and off tank, since they're clearly roles with different responsibilities. But that everyone's like, wait, no, if you're good, and you can be pretty good in this game, there's a lot of room for skill differentials, which is a good thing, then you can just turn off your fucking tank stance, and now nobody knows how to design tanks anymore. It's just mess. Oh, I'm not casted. Nice. Literally just waste your patience window. No big fucking deal. The funniest thing to me about Ultimate that I know It's just the fucking 8 tumults in a row. Just fucking slams the foot down, go fuck yourself, go fuck yourself again and again. And I'm getting mad unlucky on these pulls. Am I? I don't think it's that bad, it's just I'm getting long runs. I think one of the core problems for designers, and encounter designers specifically in this game, well, it's... Actually, I think it might even be more of a problem created by encounter designers, but obviously it's kind of hard to separate combat mechanics and encounter design. They kind of feed back into one another. But fights are so goddamn rigid in this game that it is really non-trivial to actually map out a completely optimized path for every encounter that you do as a given role. That's the expected way you progress on fights. There is a literal optimal route for this shit. And it means that any small failings of the team to like make sure that things are not perfectly in balance, not only for casual play, but for the literal objectively optimized route, even little failings in balance there become extremely visible because it's unusually attainable for this game compared to a lot of other MMOs. Like, if your fights are unparsable clusterfucks where everyone is doing their best to hang on and things are too unpredictable or too multifaceted to actually plot out a path that could be considered objectively optimal, suddenly a lot of little things fade away with regards to numerical balance, and you also have more room to give classes tools that can handle things in incomparable ways. Because numerical balance is no longer such a glaring concern for optimal fight paths. Three slots remaining in your inventory. Nice, nice, nice. And then there's the even more fundamental disjoint between tools that are good for learning, like Red Mage dual cast raises, versus tools that are good for extreme optimization. Like, why would you not have a fucking Red Mage in your group? Hell, why would you not have like 5 Red Mages in your group if your objective is to learn the fight as quickly as possible? Which is the only objective that it makes sense to have until you clear. Anyway, the moral of the story is that if you use Advanced Combat Tracker, you're a filthy elitist and you hope Square Enix bans all of you. No. Moral of the story is that there's a lot of different approaches to this game because it's trying to have a high degree of mass appeal and cater to a lot of different desires and playstyles. And when you do that and have to do it all with a similar set of design tools, things get fuckety really fast, and it is a tremendous undertaking to keep everything in balance. That's right, I'm using a cordial for 2 fucking fish. Actually, can I, like... That's a discard in real time. I don't even know what these materials are, but I know Gigant Pass are worth base. Oh, wait. You can't discard while you're fishing? That's interesting. I've got dyes in here that should be in Saddlebag. I've got ancient fucking tokens. Materia 5 trade-ins. rings up. They can increase the damage bonus on tenacity, but then people will cry, "Wow, no customization." Yeah, bingo. It's like people did complain about the removal of stat points. That was a real thing that happened. It wasn't a lot of people, but they did. The problem, of course, being that Final Fantasy XIV Online is so goddamn rigid that customization options aren't customization. They are additional pieces for people to figure out in the optimization game. And there is always an optimal answer. When you build a system like that, you increase the workload on yourself so much. Anyway, melt crit only, XD. Jesus, hard tugs basically should have fucking vibrated the controller out of my hand. Don says, the only customization in this game could possibly be crit comp versus not crit comp, but that's only in a group where comp is variable. Bingo. And to a certain extent, although it very, very rarely matters and only to a very small percentage of the population, but inevitably the most vocal regarding game balance, inevitably people are going to figure out what's optimal versus crit comp versus non-crit comp anyway. Fuck it! I'm not trying to be too fatalistic about this. I mean, we've obviously had Dark Knight and fucking both World First Ultimates now, so it's not like the optimal path is a death sentence for all diversity in the game. Just that there is an optimal answer. Whether or not it matters at your level of play or to you personally, there is an optimal answer. And it's possible to arrive at that optimal answer. That's at the center of it, I think. Anyway, time to turn in some fucking scripts. Oh man. I've got some collectibles to turn in. I'm gonna move the item request window a little bit. That's the real optimization. Not a bad haul. Oh yeah, I should probably, like, reset my ventures. Are you 30 yet? I swear to God. You are 28, and you're gonna go to 29 when I complete this. So go ahead, do your thing. Actually, I should probably list my material while I'm here too. How much is this? Not ridiculous, except for that guy being a hero. I don't plan on doing crafters anytime soon, so I'd rather have liquid currency while I have the option to have liquid currency. Man, I don't even know how to price this now. Is it gonna return? I'll go for 140 and list them individually, I think. And for these I can list mass because Oh, Jesus, I don't know how to price these either. I guess I'll just match lowest for now, and it's likely that they won't move, but I can adjust when they don't. Yeah, Warrior has crazy Crit Burst windows from what I understand. It's really fucking silly. Jeez, I gotta do something about this situation. My Dome and Enclave is capped, but it's gonna reset very soon, so I can at least get rid of the fucking garbage. How are we doing about Aether Stones? Let me actually check and see if any of these are worth anything besides High Elegant Body, which I've already used for my super generic glams. Horse feels faster. So let me just real quick scan Aether Stones here. Oh, I do have a High Elegant Body Aether Stone. I almost kind of want to keep it. Oh wait, when did I get that? Bolts, fucking... Oh my god. Random housing goods. Dump my entire fucking Oasis residence into my inventory when I switch to Mogwalls. Oh wow, are these literally all crashed except for body gear? Dude, it's literally just nobody understanding Unsync T9. That's actually it. What kind of rates do these move at? Not nearly fast enough. That would also explain why. Yeah, similar for Neo Aether Stones. Yikes. I wish demand actually did fucking anything. I wish it actually sorted by how often something was moving instead of just people marking their shit as demand. Make merching so much easier. I'm capped on tomestones for 25 years. Hey, I'm actually capped on creation. What do I fucking... What do I want to do with creation? I remember I had a strat. No, it was the fucking... It was the fucking mats before on Sarg, but... Here it might not even be worth. My fucking return's down anyway, screw it. Merching is hard not because merching is actually hard, but because actually knowing things about the game requires you to scour the four corners of the earth. Because there are so many connected subsystems. Doc, yes, by the way, how have you been liking Cactuar? My neighbors come say hi to me sometimes. It's so fucking nice. Waiting for Dome and Enclave to come up so I can fucking buy fake windows en masse at the next rank and start actually decorating. I might like... I'm gonna do trials for literally no reason because I just feel like doing a fight. Bucky says, wait, bring me with you. Nice. I honestly love housing in this game. It's... It's the cutest little interactions, just getting waved at over the fence by your neighbors. Oh hey, it's Garuda. Would you look at that? Capitan gave me the fucking Garuda heart blessing. What a hero. I'm waiting for instant facepole as soon as this barrier goes down, so I'll protect the 7 at least. What did I fucking tell you was gonna happen? Do I need to heal you? Not until that shield goes down, that's for sure. Oh yeah, this game's super fucking loud. Wait, why am I even bothering to give a shit about Minstrel Song? What am I fucking doing? Way too late to hit most of them. See? Oh, these actually didn't go down instantly like I expected. Okay. He's ready for big padding. Not as big as it should have been, really. For whatever reason, I thought the phase transition might could offer. Not really sure why. Come on! Free me! Don says seeing Garuda Arena without a kill fence is weird. Good at video games. Other healer trying to fucking target me. You'll never heal me. Not if I have anything to say about it. That guy is fucking dead. Maybe I should pretend. Okay, no, never mind. You're 20 miles away. I don't care about you anymore. I will cast a single Medica 2. Anything that happens after this is no longer my responsibility. Oh my god, she's seriously not dead yet? I didn't even reapply arrow because I thought she was going to actually take damage. Sprouts can't read way markers. Cool LB, by the way. I should have fucking brought rescue so I could have pulled him out of it. Who didn't suck? Nice name. Nice gun. You used to have to actually kill those tethers at least. Game is weird now. I'm curious. I don't think I'm gonna actually go into a PF, but... Oh my god, people are actually... Discord mandatory, talking mandatory, 80 Aether Pool minimum, have seen 80 at least mandatory. Okay! I do not want to ever be in a group with you as a human! Discord mandatory was like, okay, I guess I can understand that. Talking mandatory. You can fuck right off. I will deafen myself every fucking time. Gonna says donations mandatory. Yeah, stream's going down in half an hour if I don't receive at least $50. I don't make the rules, sorry. Money mandatory. Jesus. PF is so bad. My fucking foot fell asleep trying to look at this. Ah, it's actually really bad. Ah. Hello, blood circulation? Blood circulation broke, understandable. Oh yeah, I was gonna do something with my UI, but I don't remember what it was. Was it something to do with aggro list? Fuck, I don't remember. I'm really happy with how my UI is laid out right now, but I had an idea for it the other night, and I don't remember what it was. Duty action is where I think it should be. Maybe I had a separate idea about keybinding duty action, but that's not what the idea was. Where would I even put duty action anyway? I actually have no clue where it would go. I've always clicked it. Chauncey says, I'm out, bye. Alright, peace. Thanks for stopping by. I think it's okay for me to click duty action, honestly. I don't see any situations where, like, weaving duty action would be a meaningful gain or anything like that, so... I don't know. Do I want to do leveling roulette before I log off? What display mode am I on right now? This fucking borderless versus full screen thing. 14 handles full screen so badly, it kind of tilts me. But it wouldn't tilt me as badly if it weren't for the multi-monitor refresh rate bug, so... Yeah, I might do leveling while I'm here. I think Hikari wanted to be pinged to this as well. Have to leave game volume at like 30, 40 just to make sure that I can hear myself think when combat starts. God, I don't know what the fuck is going on as a tank, seriously, I have no goddamn clue ever. Why Darkside isn't active by default will always confuse me. Shadowverse in 2018. I've actually been playing Magic Arena lately. That game's also dumb as fuck, by the way, because it feels like 80% of my games get decided by who doesn't get fucked on lands. Okay, so my Dark Knight problem for real, right? Is that my brain tells me to Dark Arts once per combo, and then fucking OGCDs come off and I don't have the mana for them, and my brain just breaks. Like, something happens in my head where it's like, oh, Dark Passenger's up, I don't have the mana for it. Let me just Dark Passenger. So I Siphon Strike, I fucking Soul Eater, and then I go to weave it with Heart Slash, and I Dark Arts beforehand, forgetting that Dark Arts cost the same as Dark Passenger. And now I can't fucking Dark Passenger anymore, and I'm just sitting there. Something in my brain breaks, dude. I'm not built for it. Yeah, I guess Hikari's not here, so we'll just do this. Plunge is the fun button. Plunge is a very fun button. You gotta understand, I don't play fucking classes with meaningful movement skills, so plunge just letting you go places is weirdly freeing, despite the fact that overall my flexibility on hitting targets is way lower as a melee. And the fact that it's fucking a billion potency, you should probably not save it for movement anyway. Did you know I actually do not know how to play video games? Please understand. Onslaught more than plunge. Alright, what are we doing? Dusk Vigil. Alright. I've never done this before. Bring up fucking console games wiki really quickly to make sure that I don't fuck anything. I'm a really terrible tank, by the way, so please try not to harass me too much. Oh yeah, I also don't have buttons because I'm 51. I don't have some buttons. Out here doing single pulls because I don't know when the real pulls are. I have no fucking interest in, like, actually playing tanks in dungeons except for that sweet, sweet Materia 6 yield. I'm literally just here because I want a goddamn raid. Big sword. It took me kind of a weirdly long amount of time to arrive at the conclusion that I should play literally the exact same character that I played in PSO2. Hey, how's it going? Okay, bye. Fortunately, Stormblood dungeons tell you not to do large pulls anyway, so... Is there even anywhere I can fucking take these? Probably not. I haven't used cooldowns this whole time because I'm trying to hold them for pulls that actually threaten me in any way, but instead I'm just making life harder for my healer for absolutely no reason. Now it's way too late. How's it going? Maybe I can just, like, not have grid on. Maybe that's okay. We'll see. Delayed. I'm the worst. Yep. I'm mad. That went on so fucking long. And I am nowhere near holding this. I also don't have the fucking mana for Dark Arts Power Slash. Fuck it. Game is literally too hard for me. Tanking in grid is so fucking boring at this level. At least I should be able to hold this, right? Or... and between the ult onto the targeted player to reduce the damage. Okay. Fuck, I'm bad. Wait, I didn't get hit somehow. That is not the attack that I was actually supposed to use. Supposed to be watching for fucking route. Potato. Doing fine on aggro mostly. I've had Dark Passenger up for 25 years. If you don't know the damage from that is shared, does it look like I'm just running into AoEs for no reason at all? Weird and kind of dumb cycle. Delayed as fuck. I managed to keep a pretty sizable aggro really that entire time. 2 Dark Arts Power Slash is literally all you need? Maybe. Why did I do that? Just pass on these to avoid bothering people. Seriously? Come on. Come on, come out wherever you are. Can I not fucking LOS this? Are you fucking serious? Nothing makes me angrier than my own inability to do stuff correctly. I think that's the only time where I get genuinely tilted is when I don't understand rules. Love it when DPS do only single target on only the wrong target. Ah well, my fault. We actually need to do the rooms here, I forget. Okay, this guy doesn't seem to think so. Actually, okay, coffer in there, and apparently nothing in there. He's somewhere, I'm sure. Maybe one of these. Hey, kids! Oh, did I lose one? That sucks. Don't know why I delayed for that. It felt right, I guess. Hitting the blind on fucking everybody feels good, even if it's actually pointless. Oh, hey. How's it hanging? When healers stand behind me, I always feel like I'm violating their expectations somehow. Like I'm disappointing them by not pulling huge. My concern is never that I'll die, it's just that I don't know where the fuck anything is. So I feel like I can't group it. Why I don't like dungeon tanking is because I don't actually know where anything is. Earn a billion mana forever. Time to dump. We have to do this? Oh, hey guys. Oh, hey, it's fucking everything. Jesus, blood price is broken as hell, actually. Alright, move the boss away from the caster adds. Death Spiral hits everything that's not in melee range. Got it. Let's fucking do it. Do I have to pick up the ads? I guess now I do. Oh shit, I have fuck all for mana. I'm about to cause a whole bunch of problems for everybody. Wait, should we just be burning this? I don't even know. Okay, now people are legitimately getting chased around. Oh my goodness! How am I so bad at such a simple video game? I don't even know where these things are fucking attacking. What is my job? At least on a healer, I know what my responsibilities are. Tanking is weird. Oh wow, we actually have some of the worst DPS in human history. Okay. I'm included in that I'm included in that category, I think, but it's just something to be aware of. A Twitter ping from sleep mode. Downloading Shadowverse, what deck do I play? Somebody answers support cannon in sleep mode, immediately pings back, don't play support. Iron Sama, please confirm. I go large. Is there more shit at the end of a hall? Fuck it. I don't even care. If I unleash like 3 times at the start of every pull, I think that might save me from grid. Or like save an aggro cooldown, like Salted Earth for it. I just really don't want to fucking be in grid. Makes everything very slightly more irritating. Oh yeah, blood price only works in grit. And does stance switch like a heroic legend? Oh yeah, that shit's locked down for sure. There's no way I'm losing this now. Yeah, Saki doesn't have shit. Except they did manage to rip off me by picking the wrong single target again. Very slightly irritating, but only slightly. Goodbye. And I'm gonna actually activate group for this one. Wait, literally, where did you come from? Are you fucking serious? You are so irritating. How do I still not have this little shitter? I feel like I'm literally using cooldowns at random. It's like, oh, this pull looks like it might be obnoxious. Let's take a fucking guess. Alright, this is last boss, right? Oh yeah, this thing. Alright, don't put free fall on the fucking garbage. And stand behind garbage for whirling jail. Hopefully this is enough. Yeah, swing at it to the fucking rock. Oh, it blew up the fucking rubble. Are we screwed for the next? Do I need to drag him away for those? Okay, no, it creates new. I'm a little bit ham here. The wording on Salted Earth is a little weird. It does apply when you, like, drop it on something, not when it walks in, right? I think I respected the content a little bit too much there. Probably could have just burned it. Alright, it's what it's. Might try to sneak that for a potential glamour later if it dies nicely. Who knows? Alright, I've been going for like 3 hours. I think I'm done for now. I will catch you guys perhaps later tonight. I sort of feel like just logging in again and actually doing content this time around. Don't know yet. No, I've been... Ever since I'm moved out here and I've got like an actually comfortable workstation, I just want to be on mic all the time because it's really easy for me suddenly. So, who knows? If you got any ideas for what I should waste all of your collective time with later tonight, please drop me a line on Discord. You are officially allowed to ping me, and I will not rip off your head for it. Adios.